rhymes with election.
Yeah.
Why do
and
people
what did you
laugh?
write down?
Election.
What do you-
Why would someone say election?
No, I can think of one. Can I think of one? Don't worry,
Stop.
I can think of one.
No!
No.
Stop that! I heard someone say election, so I wrote it down. That's how they do it in the real Family Feud, alright? So
Okay, okay.
That's what I hear, that's what I write. That's what Steve Harvey does in the real Family Feud.
What? This is nothing like the
What?
real
This is
Family
not
Feud.
Family
Please don't
Feud.
sue us.
Yeah, no, I've never played that game on my
Yeah.
stream.
I've never seen that
See,
game.
look, we're playing with different
it's
point
about.
allotments, so I don't really know. There's no way that that would even be possible. Alrighty. Let me
Yeah.
see. Alright, I have to add everyone. Hold on a second. I'm gonna add everyone. Sorry, everybody. Oh god, not everyone. Hold on. Okay.
As everyone, you should.
Sorry, Iris. Sorry, Crony.
That's everyone.
At everyone.
Sorry, Iris. Sorry, Crony. I know you-
Yago better get into this game right now.
Yago
Hop
on
into the
Defen.
game. Hop into the game on Def and Yago.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, which
Yo,
soldier
yo.
are you guys going to send in here, I wonder, for these questions?
In the Wissa of the Ravenclaw land.
The overall vote was comfortable.
Yeah.
So far, sitting down
you know
is
what?
also
I
actually.
shall do what my subjects ask of me. I'm a princess!
Ugh. Oh god. Okay, there it is.
Probably no problem. Alright, Ina, thank you so much for joining me. Now it's Narissa's turn.
Okay, yeah, the thing still works. I can do it.
You can do it, Nerissa.
I'll do my best.
For the family!
Does the other team...
Right after I. Look fine. This looks fine. I mean, the thing's kind of loud. Yep. Among Us. That was a good investment.
I think
Uh,
Job interviews, right?
It's like a
Job
small
interview.
thing. Nah.
Yeah, true enough, true enough. Alrighty. And then next, you said for the question of in horror movies, name a place teenagers go where there's always a killer on the loose. You said camp. Survey says 49 points. It was also the first answer. I'm giving this to you because they classified camp and forest as the same, and I should have been give a different
Okay.
answer, but it's fine. Camp, 49 points. Let's go. Last but certainly not least, name something snowmen might have nightmares about. You said lava. Survey says, I'm gonna give this to you. It was fire and flamethrowers. I'm gonna let you have lava. 14.
La 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 la.
For that
Okay.
one.
That's
Ta- ta-
it.
ta- ta-
That's hot. That's hot. Keep it up, Beepoo. Sorry, what was that?
What?
All right, so in total, you guys got 88 points for the speed
Sorry, guys.
round. No, you did a
I'm
great
so
It's
job.
cooked.
okay.
You did a great
I did
job.
great. What the-
Now, let's go ahead and see if we do a little bit of quick math. 764 plus 88 is 852. So it would be... It looks like you guys also get a gift over to the right. I'm not going to take away the gift that we just gave to the team to the left, Familia.
Well, you gave the points to the wrong.
Yeah, we won! Wait, oh wait, no, sorry, hold on. No, hold on. No, stop. Wait, no, I fricked up. Sorry, no.
Wrong parts, wrong parts.
Oh my god. Someone help me. No, wait, 91. You know what? You guys, I feel, you know what? It feels
We can
terrible to
share
not
the
give you guys
candy.
Let's share the. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a special
Yeah.
basket though, because you guys put up with my
Yeah.
BS, all of my scuff, all of my. I tried to run the show the best I could. I knew there was gonna be scuff.
You
but
did
you know what?
well.
Say to our Team Snail for you guys being so kind and so brilliant. You guys are such smart, shining stars. I'm gonna
Can you
say
say those nice things about us too?
Yeah, you guys got candy, so.
But
You
nice
guys
words
get
are
this
nice.
gift!
Wait, you get candy?
What candy?
Wait, that's
And razor blades and black licorice.
What's going on?
Razor blade.
Razor blades. Just for you guys.
I don't really have any control over these spiky patterns, but now that we have this smooth step going on, if I wire this into my output,
No, we want those. Callie,
now you can see that I've adjusted things so that my spikes don't come all the way into the center. I'm using that fall off mask to clear out the center of the screen and keep the spikes here on the edges. And again, I can adjust these values here to control the density of the lines, the fall off of the lines, and then also how big the center of the screen is. All right, we're making some really good progress. Maybe the last thing that I want to do here on the end is sample the scene itself. So I need to add a scene texture node. And we're going to set this to post-process 0 so it's sampling the actual scene itself. And I'm going to blend the color of the scene itself using a lerp, linear interpolate in Unreal. I'm going to blend that together with a vector 4, which is the color of the spikes. So I'm going to set this color to white. So a blend between the scene color and white based on the mask we're creating with our crazy spiky lines, and then wire that out and take a look at our scene. All right, so now we're getting our scene combined with our crazy spiky lines, but they're not animating yet. So let's go ahead and add our rotation that we need to get these lines animating correctly. So to add rotation, we're going to take our radial coordinates that we created here, and we're going to insert our rotation value right here. So we'll take our radial coordinates, rotate them, and then use them to look up our noise. So I'm going to add a rotator node, and already all I did is drop that in, and already it's looking pretty cool. So let's save this and take a look at what our screen looks like. Bam, look at that. That's pretty nice. But we do want to add a few controls to that rotation so that we can kind of bring it under control. Right now it's crazy. And so what we're going to do that is we're going to add a time node. And we're going to go ahead and multiply time by a value that will control the speed. And so for the default of this, I'm just going to give it a value of 0.25. And my description for this one is speed. And then I'm going to add a frac node to break speed up or to break time up so that it only loops between 0 and 1. And then I'm going to multiply that by a value that will control how many frames I want to see. So let's just start out by giving this a value of 12 for now. I'm going to give this description, I'm just going to call it frames, and wire that into the multiply. Then I'm going to add a floor node to divide this into individual frames between 0 and 1, and we're going to multiply this by the reciprocal of the number of frames. So in order to get a reciprocal, there isn't a reciprocal node in Unreal, but I can just take this and divide that value by a hard-coded value of 1 right there. So I'll multiply that here, and now if we take a look, you can see that just like we were getting in Unity, my grayscale value here is stepping between 0 and 1, and I get the number of stepped frames as I typed in here. And so what all of this does is it allows me to control the frame rate if I want lower frame rate to jump from one frame to the next, like an anime cartoon does, which kind of has like a maximum of 12 frames per second, right? So I can use this now to wire into my rotator node to get kind of a reduced frame rate effect. So now you can see I've got my lines animated, but they're going kind of slow. And I can control the value going over here to speed that up if I wanted to. Like, let's say I give it a value of 30. And now we're getting a little bit faster lines. So I can use this value here to control exactly how fast I want. Like if I want it to be really jerky and jumping from one frame to the next, or if I want it to be more smooth and rotating really fast like this. and rotating really fast like this. All right, cool. So that's how you create action lines or speed lines in Unity and in Unreal. We're using our noise value, and we're converting the screen coordinates to a radial pattern into a circle, and then we're rotating that circle really fast using our time value, split up to control the frame rate here. And then we're also masking out the center using this distance node, and then adjusting things a little bit with the parameters. And like I said, if you want to, any of these nodes that we've added as hard-coded constants, you can right-click on these and convert to parameter and expose those to the material level. So if you were then to create a material instance, you could come over here and tweak those values to adjust exactly the type of effect you were getting. So in today's video, we went over a little bit of the noise node where we can generate patterns. We went over the vector to radial node, or the polar coordinates node, converting a regular grid of UV coordinates into a circle. And we also went over the process of creating a center mask and adjusting the density or the opacity of these lines. So I think this is some pretty useful material, even if you're not going directly for, you know, this anime speed line effect. You might be able to use these same effects and these same principles to create all kinds of different effects for yourself. Anyway, I hope this was useful, and if you did like it, give it a thumbs up and let me know. If you have any questions, post those down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.
As good.
Have a
as
great
I was
week, and we'll see you
hoping.
next week, everybody.
I guess I like the Niagara one more because I can kind of.
Nearly there. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to make these less, less alive, because you can tell that they're living a bit too long right now. So we're going to head to our just work-ins. So as your character gets faster, you can see these cool little streaks appear on the screen, heading towards our camera. And if he's not facing the same way, they will still follow whichever way he's running. So you can see here they're going away from the camera because we're looking away from him. There we are. Cool. So
oh well.
this is actually a really, really easy thing.
I will do this one. This means I see nothing, right?
Buddy, have they
Uh, 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 uh. I'm tired as fuck.
So we have we want to be with a set From here, we can then start changing the parameters. So we could say,
Oh, fuck. What's the problem? You piece of shit. Oh. That makes sense. I don't know how to do this correctly because I can't think right now. Go 8 divided by 30. Let's add a couple more calories for the fun of it. Why not? Whoops. Go to missions so it starts lagging. Alright, that's best I'm gonna already 1 a.m. Dude, what? It, uh, uh, uh. Not sure if blueprints actually. Yep, I'm done now. Be locked in. I can email it to myself. Okay. Uh, uh, uh. Alright, think I'm done. Good night.